didn't do it. I am innocent.
Everyone, you have the chance to get to know each other. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Lawrence McHale, and I will be your advising teacher for this academic school year. I teach history in your grade and economics in the 12th grade. I hope you all get along and will behave yourself. Now I'll be going to answer any questions after you introduce yourself to everyone. Now let's start at the back.
Hello everyone, I'm Casey, 16. I hope you all get along just fine.
Hi.
Excuse me, sir. And good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. Can I still take my seat?
Okay, then introduce yourself and then you may take your seat.
Hey everyone, I'm Max and I'm 15.
The People Power Revolution was held on 1983 and ended on 1986.
Yes.
Then Max, could you please pay attention?
Right? Sorry, sir.
See me after classes later. I should probably with my class, huh? I've got the faculty members that teaches your class. Always say how active you are, how busy you are during your time. What is it with my teaching that seems to bother you, huh?
It's nothing with the class, sir. It's just, what?
Well, what?
I'm usually just distracted in the morning. And
Of course you're distracted. You're always on your phone typing away during my class. No, I already let you go too many times. I've talked to you about it on multiple occasions. I'm gonna have to contact your parents.
Sir, please.
If I can discipline you about it, your phone addiction, maybe they can.
Sir, please. I promise. This time I stop. Just don't contact my parents.
You've said that promise too many times, and I'll be a fool to believe again.
No! I swear this time. I stand by it. Just please.
And how do I know that you're exactly keeping your promise?
I don't know.
Honestly, if you have a problem with my class, just say so, or anything at all.
I don't have a problem with the classes, sir. It has nothing to do with you at all.
Then what? Don't think that I don't see you always looking and down every time I enter the room. It's like you're always worried about something.
Please, please, if I tell you, I need you to promise not to tell my parents. Sir, please. Please.
Sir, with the youngsters, please take out hand on some glass. Yung blood is everywhere. Buddy, I don't want to start anything. Hey buddy, I don't want to start anything with you, but you better not cry any deeper into Mac's problem, yeah? Between me and her, then you have nothing to do about it. So you better back off. Shut the hell up, will ya? Making all these noises won't help you. No one can hear you out here. So quit screaming.
Walking back home when this guy suddenly covered a drug close over my face. He gasping out of shock and suddenly got me unconscious. The next thing I know, I was just waking up in a dark room with a stinging light blinding me from above. I was tied up, I was gagged. I don't know what to do. I tried so hard, but he told me I must be able to burn.
Anything else you remember?
He was talking about a student of mine, Max. A 10-year-old student, female, and turning 16 in about a month. He was threatening me, telling me that to mind my business and to back off. It was his inner mind problem and not mine to meddle in. And after that, he just kept on killing me until I passed out. And then suddenly, I wake up there.
Do you know the asylum die boys? Maybe you saw his face. Can you describe it for us?
I couldn't see his face. My vision was blurred and I was blinded by the light. And his face was shadowed over from him and towering over me. But I remember, he had an accent, like a little slurred, and his voice wasn't that deep. But he had a few cracks in his voice when he spoke.
Alright, that's perfect. We'll have our best as we can. For now, I just need you to lay low. We had reports of your missing student just lately. So, as we stand after your class, or see you somewhere, report to us immediately. Same goes if your silence goes up.
He is the major suspect of this case.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, officer.
Alright, let's wrap this up. We got what we can. Where's Max, Mr. McKay?
I don't know. I told you before, haven't I? I don't know where Max is. Why are you even asking me this? I have nothing to do about her missing.
Do you know why you're here?
I don't know. Why I'm even here? I was minding my business, teaching my class when you guys dragged me off.
Lawrence, you weren't teaching your class when we came to get you.
You were trusting your classroom, screaming like a madman. Your students were frozen to their seat, terrified. One of your students had enough strength to come and get another teacher. When they came back, you were strutting another to your female student, muttering shit like, "Oh Max, I'm so sorry," stroking her face.
What? No, I wasn't. I was teaching history to my class. We were the topic of...
Mr. McKay, look, you're currently unstable. For your heaven's sake, you're confusing up reality. We already have evidence you took Max. Just tell us where she is so her family can get closure.
Evidence? What evidence?
While you were blackout drunk Tuesday last week, we were granted a search warrant to your home. We broke in cause of weren't responding. We found your other phone with picture of Max tied up basement, unconscious and naked.
What? No, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Lawrence, remember that story you told us about an assailant? The one that gave you unconscious, the one with the shoes.
Yes, you're right. He's the one who took Max.
Lawrence, the description of the basement filled the one in the picture Max was in found on your home. The shoes, they're yours. You couldn't remember the piece because it was you. You were the assailant.
That can be. I couldn't just kidnap me. You're just assuming things, making up delusions. You couldn't find the culprit. Yeah, that's probably it. You couldn't find him, so you're all pinning this goddamn shit on me.
Mr. McHale, we found previous medical record. We found that he had a delusional disorder before as a child. Maybe growing up and experiencing things increased the events he had delusion, but something recently triggered your disorder. Maybe something clicked in your brain and they had come back falter, so we assume you developed something worse. Judging by how you interacted with your students, and when we asked them a few questions, they all seem to find that you favor Max more, paying attention to her more, even going as far as her pulling out of class just to talk about the topics that even she seemed to have no idea and uncomfortable in. McHale, along the way your delusional disorder worsened, involving itself into psychosis. This disorder distorts reality. It makes you hallucinate, delusional, and disorganizes your thoughts.
That can be.
Lawrence, you told us the assailants had a slight stir in his voice. He was wearing a hood over his head and that he had these shoes. When you called and we interrogated you, you were snoring too. You smelled of beer. You weren't even going home after classes. It was a Saturday that day. You were drunk? And the shoes? Look at your feet.
No.
Lawrence, where's Max?
No. I didn't do it. No. Oh, Max. Poor sweet Max. No. I am innocent.
A senior high school teacher arrested after breaking down earlier this Monday, proven guilty of kidnapping one of his female student, Max Willman, who is still haven't been found by an investigator. We have received news of his now additional sentencing and a psychiatrist's ward as his diagnosis during an interrogation proved true.
This just in the body of the student kidnapped by child predator Lawrence McHale has just been found these 2:16 days earlier this morning. Maxwell Mann can now rest in peace and her family can finally find peace in knowing her whereabouts.
Let's all send prayers for the Wellman family.
I want to be free. I want to be free. I am innocent. I am innocent. I want to be free. I want to be free. I am innocent. I am innocent.
How are you feeling today, Mr. McHale? Will you tell me about the nightmare you kept having?
It's always the same. I always see Max. Our bodies mangled beyond recognition. Splayed on the pavement for all to stumble upon. And then Todd, his smirk, his vengeful eyes, then BAM! There was me, next to Max's mangled body. Eyes blown to open and brains splattered on the asphalt. Doctor, you have to believe in me. I didn't do it. Yes, it's true, I admire her. I admired Max. But I know my limitation as a teacher and as a moral man.
I know, Lawrence, but without solid proof that Todd actually did it. And while all those evidence point to you, we can just change our minds and bring protocols regarding to your situations. You were found guilty.
I know. But please, Dr. Galad, I know you understand me. You believe in me, right? Please, re-examine the case. Help me. Help me to put the real criminal behind the bars.
Mr. McHale, please let go of me. The officers outside will be forced to cut our session short if they see you can make unnecessary movements.
You're disgusted by me, aren't you? Do you think I actually harass people? Do you think I actually rape a girl, huh? Is that it?
Wait, no, he didn't do anything. He just reacted poorly. Let him go. We aren't done with our sessions yet.
Sorry, Doc, street policies, you know how it is with this patient.
Mr. and Mrs. Wellman, how are you? How can I help you today?
Dr. Galan, as you will know, it's been 5 years since our daughter death. We have to know. Now, before we finally let her go, did Mr. Makail actually did that to her?
Doctor, we promise we scatter her ashes once we know the criminal responsibility for the crimes against her, just only being punished for what he did to our daughter.
I understand where you both come from, but I am not allowed by law and by my ethics to disclose any information about my and Mr. McHale's sessions.
Then we'd like to speak to him ourselves.
Good day, Miss Daenerys. Are you aware of the Max Wallman's rape case that happened 5 years ago?
Yes, I'm aware. The suspect that's serving time is Lawrence McHale, correct?
Yes, well, the Wallmans requested if they could have a conversation with McHale. And I wanted to ask if you could facilitate the meeting. I will be there as well, of course, but I will be observing McHale for any reactions during the sessions.
It'd be an honor to help you, Dr. Gallard.
No.
Now to remind you, Mr. and Mrs. Wellman, I recommend the both of you to be as calm as possible. We don't want to aggravate Mr. McHale. He is a patient in psych ward for a reason. So if you want to ask very personal questions, please keep it as sugar-coated as possible. We don't want to cause stress for Mr. McHale and elicit unnecessary movements. Mr. McHale, thank you, despite the setting. I'm Lex Daenerys. I'm here to facilitate this session. We're asked to request by the Wellman family. They would like to ask you a few questions, if that's all right with you. Are you comfortable with having a conversation with the Wellmans, Mr. McHale? I am here as a facilitator and a mediator. So if you start feeling uncomfortable, or if I see that something has affected either party negatively, I am ethically allowed to end this session or move on to another topic. The Wellmans also added that you could be untied from his straitjacket. Would you want to? We'll keep you in it then. Ms. Wellman, Mr. McHale stated that he would be more comfortable within the straitjacket. Now let's begin. Mr. McHale, I see that you are still familiar with Max's parents, so no more further introductions. Mr. Wellman, you have a few words to say to Mr. McHale, yes?
I just wanted to say that we knew you were a very attentive ward towards our daughter Max. And we knew you were an honest man, a good man.
But we also know you secretly admire Max. She often told us stories of how to treat her in school. You took care of her. If they called, you made sure she followed up on school works and such.
Doesn't that seem like a teacher's job? 3 students.
It seems like a normal teacher's responsibilities. Yes, but she mentioned you were only like that with her, even going as far as to treating her to lunch. But you never made a move on her. We worried you did, and we made Max aware of it.
But she defended you. Sure you had done anything to make her uncomfortable.
She was a child. I love her. But all I could do was treat her how I would treat her if she were mine. But I couldn't have her. It wasn't right for me to claim her like that.
Like what?
Like an object. She's not rightfully mine. She isn't a plot of land, nor something to be bought. She was a person. And all I can do was say that she was mine. But not really. I just thought it.
Mr. and Mrs. Bowman, you wanted to ask a specific question to Mr. McHale.
Lawrence, we wanted to know before we scatter Mac's ashes. We want to know if they're punishing the right person at this moment. Did you actually do that to our poor girl?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it happened to her.
Mr. Bowman,
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect Mac. I thought I was doing the right thing. But all I did was add fuel to the fire.
What do you mean?
He was jealous of me and Max, and he wanted to claim her for himself. I didn't know he couldn't do that to someone so vulnerable and I'm sorry.
I believe it's time to end this session for now. Wellmans, Mr. McHale, if you think any more clearances need to be discussed, please contact me through Dr. Gallard.
Hello? Yes, this is Dr. Galat. I'd like to speak Dr. Zirk. Yes, of course, I can wait.
This is Dr. Zerk.
Yes, Dr. Zirk. Hello, this is...
Dr. Galad, yes. The practitioner for Lawrence McHale, student harassed or arrested about 5 years ago.
Yes, that's me. I want to ask if you could act as standing correction social worker to Mr. McHale. I can see to him for a while. I need to look something over.
Are you gonna review his case? Take any time you need. Leave McHale to my hand.
Is this Dr. Gallard's room?
Good day, Mr. McHale. You must be confused not to see Dr. Galad. I'm Dr. Zerk. I'll be standing for her during your treatment until she returns. Dr. Galad enclosed her purse with her to me. I'm particularly interested on recurring nightmares you've been having. Could you tell me the details of it?
Well, I always see Max. Her mangled body is laid on asphalt.
Asphalt, so it could be on road or street, right?
She was unrecognizable with the way her body was abused. Like she was just fell from some place high enough that it caused her insides to scatter and blood was everywhere.
Did it look like she fell?
No. It seems like it, but no. There were root marks on her, and her skin looked cut with a dull blade. It looks like shattered paper. Then I saw Todd.
He was another man of your student, right? A classmate of Max.
He looked at me. His face shows distaste. He despises me. He was deranged and he held gun on me, killing me. And I saw my body with Max laying there on ground, puddling blood.
Do you think you keep getting this nightmare?
I don't know. Maybe Max is hunting me for not saving her. And Todd Todd wants to torture me.
Why would they do that to you?
I don't know.
Do you think you have this reoccurring dream because you're haunted by the thought of your Todd, who may or may not be the real criminal, running free while you are being punished for his crimes? What if you're dying in your dreams? Simple as us being another victim of the real criminal.
I've tried to analyze my nightmares, but I can ever think that Todd, some so skimpy, so shy and quiet, could really do that to an innocent girl, much less a classmate.
Would you say you deny the possibility that Todd could be the real criminal? Would you say you also deny the possibility that maybe Dr. Galland's initial diagnosis of your psychosis to be true then? Why don't you think you have psychosis?
Because I was an unwanted child. I was abandoned as a newborn at some convention. I have no recorded medical history from my biological parents.
Hey, how have you been? I'm feeling better, actually. I've been making progress of how I interact with men in my life. I really flinch now whenever my father slaps his knee when he laughs.
I can say the same. I even managed to hug my brother when he was crying. I thought about comforting him and my body moved on its own. I felt lifted, being able to hug my brother finally.
We decided it's been long enough. We want to heal fully and we want to forgive and we want to compensate for time wasted without trust and showing to our families.
That's good, son. All of you have been progressively healed, much better than I initially thought, to be honest. But it seems it's not only when we have these seasons do all you make efforts to heal, but and get support from. I know we have ethics as people specialized in these fields, such as this, but you have know if Toad Nelson come or attended any of your sessions? Can I speak to one of your clients? Of course. Everyone, this is Dr. Gallant. She wants to hopefully speak one of you.
Is there anything you need, Dr. Gallant? Is this about Mr. McHale treatment?
Just wanted to ask how you remember your teacher during and before the incident.
I remember he looked troubled, a very rare thing to see when it came to Mr. McHale. He usually was so strict in his tone of voice and exuded a strong confidence. But when it came to Max, he was gentle, almost submissive. After her disappearance, all I saw was how he slowly deteriorated day by day. I honestly think he didn't do it, that he was just as affected by her missing, just as how it affected us.
So you don't hold a grudge against your teacher? Do you blame someone else at this moment? Have you tried to theorize different suspects?
It's funny you say that. During Mr. McHale's investigation, one of our classmates persuaded us into thinking Mr. McHale had done things that seemed horrible, but they weren't. He wasn't a bad man, he isn't. But that classmate of ours told us to lie because it was for our own good.
Who was it?
Todd Nelson.
I don't think it will be safe for you to be pursuing this guy.
I have to do this. My job entails that I do everything in my power to aid Lauren's case, to allow him a better life whether during now, while he serves his sentence, or once he leaves my care.
I know what you mean and understand you. All what I'm saying is you should stop pursuing this case now. Because there's been a breakthrough. There was another victim. It almost same situation as Maxwell Mans. But this time, there was a witness.
Who?
Casey Danish.
This just in, there's been an update with Maxwell Mann's case reopened. It seems that the authorities had subdued the wrong suspect due to the true criminal forming Mr. Lawrence McHale as the child's murderer. Let's see what Johnny Crates found out.
According to Officer Casey Danish, the officer who led the investigation and arrest, it was so healing and freeing to know that our beloved teacher, Mr. McHale, wasn't the true villain and that the real one is now behind bars.
I feel relieved knowing the teacher, our class, love wasn't really the person who was so horrible to do that to us. And I feel guilty for having doubted him. But now that Todd Nelson will be paying his dues, I feel a sense of forgiveness, and I hope Mr. McHale will allow us to apologize to him.